Hello, everybody. Welcome to GQUAT Traditions. Cheryl Faulkner, the first one in, sis. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. You've been so busy. Working, 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 going to all the lives. You've been a busy lady. So, it's just 4 o'clock. We'll give everyone time to get in the room. How is the weather where you are in Georgia, Cheryl? I'm looking outside now to see if it stopped raining here. Can you hear me loud and clear? I guess it'll take a few minutes for. Oh, it's raining there too. It's been cold. Did you put your. I know you put a few things outside in the planter. Did you put everything outside? Rain until Saturday. I thought April showers bring May flowers. Hello, my Renaissance grandma. Hello. Welcome aboard the GQuat family reunion bus. Thanks, Cheryl, for letting me hear. My Renaissance grandma. Hello, Mike's Chaotic Gardening. Okay. I'm trying to. Okay. Hi, Sissy, Joanne Stevens. Mike's Chaotic Gardening. Okay. Mike. Mike, how are you? Hello, Auntie Bev Jones. Thank you for coming and welcome aboard. You hear me loud and clear, hon? I put on some bright colors. It was yucky here today. Yucky, yucky, yucky. Welcome aboard, everybody. Please hit the thumbs up on your way in. I hope everyone is having a great week. I would show you what I've been working on in my gardening, but everybody will be on the floor laughing and won't be able to hear what I'm talking about. Hello, Nikki, the everyday life of an OCD-ish chick. Welcome and thank you for coming. Urban Gardening Chronicles, hello, and welcome everybody. You know what? I was so envious about everybody planting outside, but guess what? This cold, cold air coming in, I am not jealous at all. As a matter of fact, someone gave me a plant and distinctly told me, Ellen, do not put it in your house. It has gnats on it. So I left it in the car for a couple days. I guess the gnats, hello, Black Guns and Garden. Thank you for coming and welcome. And I left it in the car. So I didn't see any gnats. I brought that thing in the house and it got warmed up. Those gnats were dancing. They were partying over there. I'm like, okay, I will go put whatever, some kind of dust down. I have some stuff in the closet. Haven't even gotten it out yet because I hadn't planned on doing any soil in the house, like Mike says, until later on. Until later on. So, who's got plants outside? Gnats dancing. That's right, Auntie Bev. Oh, they are partying over there, doing all kind of steps. All up in the lights, flying around. So far, they're only on that one plant, though. So I think I can get it under control. Yes. So, does anybody else have any good gnats in the house? I only have a few boogie down bugs. Yep. Party to the left, party to the right. I told them to put all their things, everything they own, in a box to the left, to the left. So, like Nikki says, time to party, baby. I can't say it like you, Nikki, though. My voice isn't as high. Hello, Martika. Thanks for coming and welcome aboard. the GQUAT family reunion bus. Hello, Icella's Crafting Life. You have your plants outside, but up front. Oh, the new puppy keeps eating them. Be careful because some of the plants are poisonous to pets. I just found out recently. Hello, Icella's Crafting Light. Jones Truth 67. You got the gnats that come to eat and never leave. Oh, these are leaving. Click, click. So, I have, I actually have been being pretty good. I've been fighting temptation, except for a few plants for the planter herb grow off. I'm not planting a whole lot of stuff, and some of those had the nerve to die. The what is it? The I don't know, a few things, a few things. The sage, the the little baby onion things didn't make it. Apple cider vinegar and Dawn is a good drowning. I have some good cider vinegar. I made 2 gallons in the fall when I got the apples, but I hate to, well, we'll see. I have plenty of Dawn. You know, you get it by the you know what and Costco. So let's get started. Everybody, if you'd be so kind as to give the thumbs up. And if you're here on a replay, anyone, please leave a message so that I will know that you were here. This quilt in back of me, I know you guys like quilts, but I forgot to show you. This is actually the back of a quilt. I wanted you to see the top of it because I didn't have enough blocks to go all the way to the edge of it. And so I put 2 strips of the same matching fabric going across. That's actually going to be the bottom of it, but I turned it upside down so that you guys could see it because it'll be, if it's on the bottom, you won't be able to see it under the chair. And I just love this fabric. My auntie don't play. That's what's up. Gnats beware. That's right. That's right. So I usually talk to you guys about books, all these books in this bookcase in back of me. Vinegar and sugar and soap. It's gross to see how many it gets. Oh, okay. When I was on the homestead, I used to have like this big gallon jar that hung on the fence by the garden, and it had a way for them to get in and never get out. You need to do something like that with my African fabric. Is it hard to do? No, Jones Truth. And I'm the queen of African fabric. You would not believe how much fabric I have, and it's never enough. Jones Truth 67. What this is in back of me is a half square triangle. I on some of the actually I have a short. I will attach it to the end of this video, and a half square triangle. I have an easy way to make them with my African fabrics. I like to pair it with, actually, hope you don't see that mess over there that I'm uncovering. Here's a quilt top that's half square triangles. They're arranged differently. They're arranged in a pinwheel. There are about 9, and no, maybe 10, 15 different patterns that you can make with a simple half square triangle. Now, the African fabrics, because I like to feature the fabrics, I'll hang this one back up one day. And I have a way that you sew them and you make 2 by 2. Auntie Bev Jones says, thank you. Auntie Bev Jones got rid of her patio gnats with oil and water mix. The vinegar wilted some of her plants, though. But you guys who have been following me for a while, you know that I showed you the half square triangle. Last week, I showed you how to make strips and put them on a what was it? A table runner or a casserole pad, or you could make a journal cover, whatever you wanted with it. What I'm going to show you guys. Hello, Maria Graham. Hello, Shakira. Thank you for coming and welcome aboard. Oh, I was going to say, we usually talk about books, but I know this is everybody's prime time of the season. Ain't nobody got time to read. People are trying to catch the gnats, make traps, try to revive things. Mike, that garlic that I have in the jar that started growing. Hello, Psalm 146. Thanks for coming. Uh, it didn't get planted outside yet. You should see. The garlic is 8 inches. The green part is 8 inches high. What I want to show you guys is my very, very first quilt that I made. I've been sewing since I was 6 or 7 years old by hand. And my mom wanted a quilt for a king size poster bed that's up off the ground. She needs a quilt that's 120 inches by 120 inches. I have this one I got back for repair. I didn't know what I was doing. You see, well, it's 25 years old. I just stuck my finger in a hole. Oh, like, can you see this? So I'm going to patch it by hand. And I like cotton everything, cotton. But when my dad was on Earth, he wanted a quilt in Connecticut. Hello, Crafty Leo. Thank you for coming and welcome aboard. He wanted a quilt that had polyester because he wanted the quilt to be heavy, like the quilts his mother used to make. I'm trying to see if I can manage this quilt without knocking my MacBook over. So I had no idea how much fabric to buy. I do now for a king size quilt. It takes 21 yards of fabric, but that's for the front and the back. I bought 25 yards of corresponding matching fabric and cut it all up into, I think it was 2.5 or 3 inch strips. I sewed it on my sewing machine, but I quilted it all by hand. It took me an entire summer. Sissy said she loves this quilt. My mother does too. So you can see by, and when you wash a quilt, you really should. Oh, look at him. Poor thing. You really should. You really should wash it on gentle cycle and hang it to dry. Crafty Leo says 21 yards for a king size, but there are different king size beds. Like the one my sister Joanne has, the one my mother has, you need a quilt that's 120 inches by 120 inches. Fabric, the widest fabric that you can buy only comes up to like 108. You can buy batting that's 120 inches, which I usually do. But what I'm going to do with this quilt, I made all these, and I didn't have a rotary cutter at the time. I didn't have a cutting board. I cut each one. Hola, Yankee Sister Homestead, and welcome, my sister. I cut each one of these out with scissors, those big scissors I have over there with my name engraved on them. So each block is 3 strips of fabric, and I think I made this one like 8 inches, 8 inches. And so what I did was cut out 25 different fabrics, lay them out in succession. And hello, Grammy's Journal. If I didn't say hello to anybody I didn't see. And I started from the left. I put like 5 rows of fabric in the 25 rows. So the very first block were fabrics 1, 2, 3. Then the next block was 2, 3, 4. The next one was 3, 4, 5, all the way up. And then I mixed and matched them. No two blocks were alike in this entire quilt. And my dad, when he couldn't walk anymore, he would lay in the bed under this big, heavy quilt and he would look and look and look to see if he could find any two blocks that were alike. Of course, there were not. But then I don't know if I can fix this quilt, mommy. Mom, if you're there in the bushes, this one's pretty torn up. I will try. I will try. And then I usually make the new French fold bindings, but this one I tried to make like the quilts that his grandmother used to make, and I rolled it over. And I rolled it over to make the binding on it. But when I got to the very end of this quilt, if I can find it, like the blocks, they call it rail fence. So three of the strips go up, then the next one, three go sideways, then up sideways all the way across. So it's staggered like a tic-tac-toe board. Oh my lord, this quilt is toe up. That's okay, mommy. I got you. I got you. What I'm going to do is, and it's coming loose from the backing, try to patch the holes in the front and then send it to my long armor to put a new backing. This is called tea-dyed muslin. It was actually like a khaki color at first. And remember I told you every quilt has a label on it. This one was handwritten. It's a custom designed and hand quilted for Mrs. Clara Pankey. Now I know to put the year on it and the date, but that's the label that was on it at the time. When I got to the very end, I found two blocks that were both going sideways instead of like one up, one going sideways. But anyway, oh look, more of it. Oh my gosh. This quilt looked like the dogs were playing tug of war, except they don't have any Connie Corsos. I did. Hello, Jigs, J3GS. So anyway, I don't know if you can see, I will just pull it over and pull it and oh my gosh, so that you could see how big it is. And my mother loves apricot and other colors. Oh, I did sign it. It says, I was saying about marking it. I didn't have any fancy labels or anything. I hadn't planned on being a quilter, let alone a master quilter. And it says Ellen Pankey, 2002. So this is 2023. So this quilt is 21 years old. So whoever said they're not going to make a quilt, you don't have to make a quilt like this. There are quilts that you can make with big blocks that are really simple that I can show you. But as far as the fabric, that quilt was worn with true love. This was everybody's favorite quilt, and everybody gets in mommy's bed. Everybody gets in mommy's bed. The baby is my mother's great 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 grandson, and he goes in grandma's room and gets up on his bed with his iPad and crosses his legs and does his homework. They are so cute. They are so cute. So going on to show you what I've been doing this week, for those of you who are new and just coming in, GQUAT stands for Garden, Quilt, and Art Traditions. So every week I try to talk about a little bit of all of the things that I love. I talked about the quilting just now, not the gardening. So I went by, some of you know, I won a grow off, the Winter Indoor Growing, and I won a hydroponic unit and 150 packs of seeds. But I went to the store the other day and my car accidentally took me in the Dollar Tree, and I accidentally bought some more. These aren't seeds though, these are bulbs, but these are gladiolas. I have a community garden now. So this is like my one zillionth garden of a lifetime. But instead of just food I'm growing, I have pretty stuff. My mom has like 55 years of perennials at her house, and the gardener dug up some of the bulbs that I have planted outside. So I've got daffodils coming up and tulips, a bunch of things, but I want it to be equally full of flowers and fruit. My garden is very shady. It's really good for herbs, but things that require a lot of sun are not good. I have blueberries out there and raspberries, asparagus that I planted from seed 3 years ago. Yankee sister, what accidentally fell in my cart? Well, some sage. One never has enough sage to do one. I might have to do some healing things, although this isn't the kind, but it's all good. And some oregano. That's another healing thing. I had to get four of them to spend my dollar and a quarter. And I was mad at the end. I thought I had like $6 worth of stuff. He said $8. And I'm like, oh, those quarters add up. Some kind of, serrano chili peppers, and more butternut squash. And then I was accidentally shopping online, and Baker Creek actually, I needed this. This is medicine. I needed some medicine. Like when my helper doesn't come to work and she calls it in the morning, the fake sniff. Hello, Helen. I don't feel good today. I don't feel good today. So the mullein is good for clearing up mucus, and I couldn't find any. But I'll tell you, I'm squeezing these seeds. You can hardly feel anything in the pack. So, and then burdock is a cleansing herb. It's good for so many things. I didn't have any of this, so one had to get medicine so I wouldn't be sick, right? Hello, I bring it every day. So, I've got a few things. One thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, and a lot of you go in different lives, and you're sitting all day. Well, this chair that I'm sitting in is, I have a lot of accident. Yes, my Renaissance grandma. Those accidents always happen in my cart. Honestly, though, I'm much better than I used to be in my youth. I used to go shopping every day. That was my hobby. That was my hobby. So, one of the things that fell in my cart intentionally was this little metal rack. Those of you who want to, now it's accidentally online shopping. Oh my gosh. Every month I try to pay my Amazon bill, and I said, "Oh, I get it down to zero." And then the next month it's accidentally up 2 or $300. I'm supposed to be buying my plane ticket for Arizona for the big three-quarter of a century celebration that I'm having out there. And so this is a floral heart wreath form. Why do I like this? Because I like hearts. And you know, the three purple hearts are part of my signature. So that when I can, hello, Barb Brownlee, thank you for coming and welcome. So, where I'm writing and typing, when I can't see, most of you know I have a vision impairment. When I can't see, I look for the three purple hearts, and then I can find my space and where I'm typing. But this little heart made a really, really nice thing for a wreath for some of you who don't sew, don't want to sew, don't want to learn how to sew. Oh, ta-da! This fell in my cart for my garden. Isn't she cute? And because things walk away in a community garden, yes, I have my name on the back of it. So, what I wanted to show you is something I did with my arts and craft class downstairs. Whoever was it that said they had African fabrics? There's a lot of African fabrics in here from a project that I did. When you straighten up the fabric and you cut those little fringes off, and I just tied them on here. And it's waterproof. You can put it outside. I thought this was really good. Hello, the New Orleans gardener, Tina. Tina, I've been watching you on TV, and I'm slowly getting over to comment on each one of them so that you know I was there. But I've been there. I've been coming back. You know, old girl falls asleep at night. She's up in the bushes and doing everything at night. So I thought this was a cute little idea. And whoever said about the fabric being expensive, you can use a sheet on the back. You can cut up old clothes. You can dye sheets and fabric in the washing machine. The professional quilters say don't use a sheet. I say use what you have. Use what you have. Now, this is something else I wanted to show you that you could do. That one was a heart shape, but you know how you make a scarecrow with old clothes? Well, I took some old mylar strips and I tied it on this one. It blows outside, and the birds that aren't supposed to be eating my stuff, my crows, and this is just another one of those wire racks with mylar. You know, I'm making a Plarn homeless bed by crocheting plastic bags. Well, that's where I got the idea. These were some of the strips that were there. Hello, Irene's Garden and More. You caught alive again. I have lots of creations. This isn't really a creation, but it's an idea for those of you who want to scare animals out of your garden. I don't know if it'll scare groundhogs or anything like that out. For those of you who are sitting in chairs for a long time, I want to show you this little ball that is from when I took Tai Chi. I've taken regular Tai Chi, then I've taken Tai Chi here for seniors. And what they do with this little ball is you put it on the chair in back of in your back, like that pillow I have back there. This little ball is actually better, but I see a lot of you sitting on sofas and leaning way forward, bending down, typing. So where is oh the big exercise ball that you do sit ups on? Oh, I think this. Oh, knocking stuff over. I have my wreck over here. It must have rolled away in just a minute because my cell phone is on the floor. But whatever size ball you have, hello, Rudy, put it behind your back, and you'll find this is a great lumbar support, and you can roll and move around, and it's really good for your spine. You love that scarecrow? It will help you to the deer that come to your garden to eat your roses. Oh, that's a shame. I used to own a house up the street, not too far away. And when I used to clip my rose bushes, that house was built in 1929, and I would put the clippings on the curb. People used to come by on trash day and pick them up. There were so many of them. Let me move this so I don't fall when I get up. Last week I was telling you guys about the bee pollinator for my hydroponic garden, and this is what it looks like. This one is by Arrow Garden. Hello, African Dreamin'. That's probably April because I see the three purple hearts, and I don't think Jay uses the hearts, but I usually use a makeup brush or a Q-tip use this little end and you rub it on the male flowers, then you rub it on the female flowers to pollinate them. So this is what it looks like for those of you who hadn't seen it. It's actually shaped like a little bumblebee. Okay. Another thing I wanted to show you that accidentally fell in my cart were some of these little hooks to go on things in the garden to hold probably my hummingbird feeders up. Just fell in my cart. I was trying to stay on my budget, and of course, I wanted to show you guys these. They have these for $1.25 if you need to cut really tiny strips of fabric, and they have rotary cutters that are $1.25. This one, and when you see these, they are, you can rub them with water or soak them in the sink, and these are called self-healing mats. Self-healing. Yeah, they accidentally fell in. Now, some of you saw how to make baskets with rope, clothesline rope. Let's see, who did I see? Unbiased LLC, Marie's Scrappy Creations. I will show you my method of using rope to make baskets, but what I really want to show you is a designer bag that I designed about 10 years ago, and here it is. Can you believe this is made with clothesline rope and African fabrics? Each one of these little lines is a different piece of African fabric. That button, I think, was gold plated. Hello, GT Junior, grows in Alaska, listening while driving. Stay safe, my nephew. And this is made out of clothesline rope. I will show you how I do these. I actually cut the long way on strips that were 1.5 inches wide. A lot of you buy pre-cut jelly roll strips. I cut my own fabric because I don't want anybody to have fabric like mine. As a matter of fact, April, you see this fabric with the black dots on it? My daughter hand carried that from Tanzania when she was over there visiting her uncle. And what I did to make the handles, how cool is this? I made strips of fabric and I braided them together and made the handle on this inside this bag. I just want to show you, when I show you guys how to make, hello Joe, the motivation from the Weightlifting Geek. I just wanted to show you that when I show you guys how to do projects, I just want to motivate you to use your imagination and make your own things. This I keep paper in, and this bag has my label in it, and it has big pockets and a lining with a leopard fabric. It has a hard bottom on the inside. The hard bottom is made using the plastic from the needlepoint strips. So, have I ever seen anybody doing that? Nope. I just make up things. Oh, here's the big ball. This one, you can use it to do sit-ups. Joe will probably like this, the motivation from the Weightlifting Geek. I work out Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I do the bands and small weights. I do a lot of repetitions with small weights, and I use this for sit-ups and leg lifts and doing other things. But what I want to show you is that if you take some of the air out of this, those of you who sit on a sofa, Maria Graham, and you put it in back of you, those of you who are leaning way forward, this is the best back support. Just one of these exercise balls. Pounds. Okay. Now, to get to the gardening part, I have been harvesting dandelions. For those of you who may not be aware, dandelions, the flowers, the leaves, and the bottoms, the roots are medicine. You can use them for anything. You love my accent. I'm so northern. Oh, that to know me is to love me. That's the part that everybody hates. Oh, I never got caught. So many of the Y word when I moved down south on the homestead. One guy asked me, Miss Allen, are you a damn Yankee? Do you know what a damn Yankee is? I said, no, I know what a Yankee is. He said, a Yankee is one who comes from up north and comes down here. A damn Yankee is one who comes and never goes back. And I do. I'm so Yankee, it's ridiculous. All talking through my nose. But what I want to show you next is my medicine. I picked, can you see how yellow this is? From the dandelions. This was extra virgin. You really can't see until I strain it, and it's heavy. It was too heavy to fit in that little coffee bottle, so you could kind of see the gold through it. I put it in this half-gallon bottle because I'm going to be making some dandelion salve. Or you also use it in soaps, but it's, I guess I don't have it where you could really see the light, and I don't want to drop it. It's too heavy. It's heavy, and I have rotator cuff issues. So one can't make dandelion salve and not have anything to put it in, right? So I only bought 96 of these online to put the salve in because I may use it for other things. Hi, Stacy, hands in the dirt. So I have these little 2-ounce tins to put my dandelion salve in. So there are three parts actually to making salve. First, you harvest the flowers. No flowers where there are dogs or animals walking around. You dry them out a little. Then you infuse them. I will be making a video on how to do it. And then you add beeswax, and I will be adding African shea butter. I have a 5-pound hunk of it, and you heat it up, and then you pour it in. So here's the beeswax. Yep, fell in my cart. You gotta have you gotta have all the stuff. I don't know how all that stuff gets on my card, my Amazon card. Then I bought some little half-ounce tins so that I can have small amounts or samples of the dandelion salve. And I do know what else fell in my cart. These are the black chalk labels, because one has to put what's on it. And these, you can pronounce all of the ingredients. The flowers, extra virgin olive oil, beeswax, and shea butter. Nothing that's going to break you out. Okay, does anybody have any questions? Before we go over to the machine and I show you how, I have a sticky finger, GQUAT, all these things fall in my cart. They accidentally did. Well, my friend bought me a magnifying glass with that was lighted. So now I can't even see how to mix this stuff even with my reading glasses on. I don't wear glasses for driving or anything else, but for reading, most people over 40 need glasses. Is there anybody in here under 40 who does not wear glasses to read? Raise your hand. I don't know, it's like the bewitching hour when you get to 40. Okay, that's almost the end of things that fell in my cart. This one little thing. But I had to I was trying to round off those quarters. Okay, so what I'm going to do today, show you guys, is how to make a keychain. Mike told me that his wife has his. This is actually the keychain that we're going to be making, and with an extra heavy loop on it. And I will show you how to how to make a lanyard as well. My lanyard looks like, oh my gosh, looks terrible. GT Jr. says he's over 40 and no glasses for him. Son, I'm going to tell you what daddy used to tell me. Just keep living. Just keep living. You'll get here. Actually, you'll get to where I used to be. You went from nearsighted to farsighted at 40, Mike. Okay, so let's go over to the machine and I can show you a quick little project. With Mother's Day coming up, you'll be looking forward to the dandelion video. Barb, I have most of it taped. I just have to wait a few more days for this to mature and I will finish it up. Finish it up. Okay. Let me entertain you. So, what I do is I put my computer on a stool over there. Then I put it on a stool over here. Okay. So, this is my regular keychain. Oh my gosh. I'm not used to I haven't lived in an apartment since, I don't know, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. And when I moved in the senior handicapped apartment, one day I locked myself out twice in one day. So I started doing like the little kids and I started putting my keys on my neck. Then I go out the door. Oh, of course, in my pepper spray until I can get to something else. And I started using a lanyard and putting my keys on my neck. Plus, in my garden, I don't put them down. So, what I'm going to do first, I have a whole bunch, cut out already. If you guys want to do it together on Saturday, I will show you how to make them and we can do it together. So, what I'm going to do is cut this one off. Why? Because I'm going to use the hardware from it. So, I'm cutting it off and I have this little thingy. Can you see it? So this is what's on a lanyard as opposed to just this little round thing. This one is heavy duty. So where did I put this ratty thing? This thing needs to die and go. I don't know. It's a mess. So bye-bye. Into the trash you go. So I have pre-measured some fabric, and what I did was take a 2.5 inch strip of fabric. This is 2.5 inches. If you buy it pre-cut, it's a jelly roll. I cut this up because everybody loved this dragonfly fabric on the journals and on other things, and I accidentally bought 13 yards of it before, so I had a lot of it. So what you do, all these all these are going to be lanyards. All of these I'm going to be making into lanyards and keychains. Okay. Once they're ironed, I try to keep them organized. Okay, so I'm going to show you with a shorter one so that you can see it all in one screen. So this one was a 5 inch piece of fabric. For those of you who like Moda, I know SEK likes Moda fabrics. And then what I did was fold it in half. And you can use anything for an ironing board. I actually have one. You know what this is? The pad that we made last week. Actually, it was Saturday. So you fold it in half and then you iron it. This is a little tiny iron. I don't even think they make these anymore. I have an embroidery machine, and when I do embroidery applique, and then you lift it, you don't drag it back and forth and stretch the fabric. You fold it in half. That's not hot. I'm just doing this for example. Then you open it up. You open it up. Then you fold the right edge into the, I'll do it up here. Fold the right edge into the middle. Fold the left edge into the middle. And it will look like this. You see both halves? Then you fold it so that all the fourths are tucked in. Okay, and then all of the little strips of batting that you have left over from other projects, it's like, oh, Auntie Ellen is so cheap. It ain't about cheap. It's not about cheap. This is reusing it. So those little edges after you make a quilt or anything, I save these. If they're short, you can join them again. You can join them. You can sew them or just lay them on top of each other. So I'm going to, oh, this is another lanyard. I went to a convention and you had to have from the Library of Congress. One of my friends wrote a book and I went and she was doing a presentation and everybody else threw theirs away. Did I throw mine away with my cheap stuff? Nope, because I'm going to use the hardware for a lanyard. I actually accidentally ordered about 100 of them though on Amazon. So you see this batting, you open up your folded keychain that you're doing. I like to put it up to about a quarter of an inch because I'm going to sew the seams together. Mike, this is just like the one that your wife has. And you see where this is a little bit too long. So I'm going to cut it about a quarter inch inside. This piece, yep, I'm even saving that. Yeah. Now, I know this fits. So what I'm going to do is sew the two ends together. So actually I'm going to move, and I'm going to use 2.5 stitch length, make up 2 or 3 stitches back stitch, because this is going to be swung around in the garden, whatever, and you want it to be sturdy. Back stitch. I'm going to cut the strings, and I'm going to open the seam up. You can press them open, but you really don't have to. So now what am I going to do? Fold it just like you saw when it was straight. Oh, actually, I'm going to put the batting back in on one side. Then I'm going to fold it back in half again. And I'm going to fold it back so that it looks like this again. Then I'll show you what I'm going to do. Because this one is so short, it's taking a minute to turn it inward. Turned in. Turned in. I'll show you 1 second. So now it almost looks like a scrunchie. You see this? So now what we're going to do, I will take this off because to make it narrow, and I'm going to stitch it just close to the edge. I'll bring you close. Okay. Actually, I'm going to make the stitch looks a little bigger because it's thicker. Okay. So I'm just going to stitch around on both edges. I'm stitching the open edge closed now. So Mike, this might be your missing keychain that you ordered. So I backstitched to end it. Then I'm going to cut the string. See, so this edge is stitched down just to make it look neat. Hello, everybody that I missed when I was sewing. And I'm going to sew the other side just to make a quick little seam. And then I'm going to show you, this keychain is done. Here's some loose string hanging out. You want your work to look nice and not have strings hanging out and sloppy stuff. So I'm just edge stitching to make it look nice. At this point, normally I'll put my label on. Let's see. I was just looking, that one doesn't have it. So look, we have made a keychain already. As soon as I snip the strings, uh-oh, there goes the phone. And then I will, should have brought a knife over, open this up. So I'm opening this up. I usually just take a little flat butter knife. A little flat butter knife to do this. But it's already done. A couple more strings over here. Then I'm going to flip it back like this. Oh, I don't want to take it off. Am I taking it off or putting it on? Okay. So you see the keys are on there, but what you want to do is just make a little stitch going across it like this so that it's not sliding up and down the entire loop. Okay. So I'm going to stitch it back and forth a few times. And look, everybody, a nice, neat little keychain. How cool is that? Maria Graham, see how easy this was? So, Saturday, I will be going live, you guys, at 6 p.m. For those of you, thank you, Growing What I Eat, for the super sticker. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. And on Saturday, I will make the longer lanyard to go on your neck. And if you would like to sew with me, if you're making a keychain, you can cut some fabric that's 5 inches or 4.5 inches and just some little strips of batting. We can do it together. And I will be making some lanyards out of this because this is actually what I will be having around my neck so that my hands are free when I'm in the garden. Okay. How many of you would like to have me show you again how to do this, the keychain? On Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern, I will be showing how to do it. And I'll make a little sign, something like this, before then, so that you know how much to cut. But if you have whoever had the African fabric, that'll be beautiful. That'll be beautiful. So Garden Quilt and Art Traditions, I appreciate you. Thank you for coming in, Maria Graham. You would like to? Okay, Maria Graham. So Saturday, 6 p.m. we'll be here. Thank you, Yankee Sister, for the super sticker. I appreciate you. And we will make some. This will be a cute little Mother's Day gift. I see strings hanging, but I will trim that up. And have some fabric that you like. You can buy some fat quarters. You can buy some yardage. just everything. Um, Thank you, Teresa Bailey. You'll be there. I know you have sewing machines. Okay. Thanks for the super chats, everybody. Thank you for the thumbs up. And Joe, motivation from the weightlifting geek will be going live. I believe 5:15. Miss Shirley, the OG gardener, goes live at 7. And thank you for supporting the community. I bring it every day. Thank you. I did see you. I saw you and the ladies, and the one was with all the yarn. I saw that. It was on TV. I watch TV. I watch a lot of your lives on TV, and then it's just a matter of going back to leaving the comments. But I try to see as many as possible. I love you, and thanks for coming, everybody. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you for coming. Have a great evening, everybody.